I'd like to introduce our first award for the evening, the KIRSH Family Lifetime Achiever Award in honor of Helen Suzman. Here to present this award, please welcome Wendy Fisher.
Good evening all. The Jewish Achievers Award is truly a remarkable event, as it affords us an opportunity to acknowledge the tireless work of our extraordinary community. It is therefore a special privilege for me to address you this evening on behalf of my family, who are proud sponsors of this spectacular occasion. The theme this evening is painting a masterpiece of hope, and in honor of our soon-to-be announced Lifetime Achiever, I'd like to offer some ideas towards this theme. Those of you who know me already know that I'm passionate about the power of culture and its capacity to help us shape and reshape perceptions of the world around us. I'd like to share two very different works of art with you tonight that help to illustrate how I see this extraordinary moment. This film, titled Pomegranate, by artist KIRSH, at first appears to be a still life, an age-old fascination of artists to stage a scene, study it in line or paint, and render the natural beauty it depicts, frozen in time. Its fruit will never rot, its leaves will not wither. KIRSH literally shatters that notion as a bullet shears the scene, ruptures the pomegranate, and our still, calm world explodes. The COVID-19 pandemic abruptly upended our lives to varying degrees, but its effects have truly been universal. There is not a single person who has not been impacted. This is what we refer to as a collective trauma. It is a common bond that forces all of us to confront the fragility of the human condition. What was once a still life intact is now shattered. What is next? Shattered can be our new normal, or we can rebuild our next still life, focusing, examining, and working on the potential of what could be a more perfect still life. It takes courage, commitment, grit, and personal insight to commit to rebuilding. What is clear, what is imperative, is that to overcome a collective trauma, you need a collective effort. Leaders emerge, people come together to help one another and to help their community. We line the banks of rivers with sandbags. We open field hospitals. We distribute millions of food parcels, fund water boreholes. We give blood, donate money. We behave collectively, members of a community, citizens. How we respond to adversity is a measure of who we are as individuals and as a community. How we work and collaborate together. But that only takes us so far. This leads me on to examining my next work. This piece is titled Measuring the Universe by Slovakian artist Roman Ondak. It is a participatory work rather than a fixed painting or sculpture. This artwork becomes as the exhibition unfolds. Starting with clean white walls, gallery assistants measure each visitor's height using their name and date of their visit as a height mark on the gallery wall. Over the duration of the exhibition, the wall collects names and the artwork emerges. Each person is given individual attention, invited into the conversation, and they leave their mark in the space. The result speaks less about individuals and more about the catalytic power of collective action. Measuring the universe deftly appraises both the individual and a connected humanity. This piece reminds us that we do not exist in isolation. We exist in relation to one another. People have sought out community even when physical gatherings were impossible. One example is Lockdown University, a free Zoom platform I initiated to educate my family and community. We created a virtual seminar of sorts. But more important than the amazing guest speakers and topics we covered is that we committed ourselves to embracing people and communities across the world, to bring voices and ideas into all our homes, to give us a sense of community and togetherness. However, we must acknowledge this pandemic has had disproportionate consequences for our most vulnerable communities. Addressing inequity, racism, access to healthcare, and environmental sustainability. What inspires me, what heartens me, is to see that this is happening. I see it in my work with Lockdown University, I see it with the Guggenheim, our family foundation, and on the world stage. We are not yet on the other side of the pandemic. We still don't know what that will look like. But I am hopeful, and I hope you are too, that we can build and will re-emerge, rebuild and heal together a better community, stronger and far more inclusive than ever before. To quote Nelson Mandela, hope is a powerful weapon and no one power on earth can deprive you of. I am honored to present the KIRSH Family Lifetime Achievement Award on behalf of my family and myself. And the winner of the KIRSH Family Lifetime Achievement Award is Ellerine.
I had the privilege of meeting Eric 40 years ago, always with a cigar in his hand.
Still goes to work in his tie. He sits at his desk with his lunchbox. He doesn't go out for lunches. And I think it's just his old world charm.
He really is what I regard as a mensch. And really, the menschkeit and kindness of Eric was demonstrated in the love, care, the affection and the devotion which he showed to Rona during the lengthy period of her illness. That really was the measure of a man for all occasions.
Eric started his business at the age of 16.
But I had a big problem. I had a total of £108 capital to start with. And I was able to get a store in Germiston. And I put in a bit of furniture, not much because nobody would give me credit. There were 14 other furniture shops in Germiston when I opened. But my prices were way below theirs. I wasn't charging interest, I wasn't doing anything. I was giving them such good service and such good prices that they were falling over themselves. And we did a lot of business. We got off to a flying start, and it snowballed and snowballed and snowballed. But by that time I needed help. And my brother Sid, who was 2 years younger than me, joined me. He came in firstly to help. The big thing happened in 1969. We decided to go public. We're going to be listed on the Joburg Stock Exchange. We issued the shares at R1.90 a share, and before I knew what was happening, the share was trading at R4.40, and it built up quickly. 1989, if you had 10,000 Rand, you could buy the shares. Within 5 years, those shares were worth 210,000. Between 1998 and 1992, we opened up a new store every 11 and a half days throughout Southern Africa. We started in 1950, and by the year 2000, it was 50 years that we've been in the business, and we decided that it's enough. And you would have thought that after 50 years it would be sad to leave, but it wasn't. We were proud to leave because we knew that we left it in good hands.
There's many people who've done incredibly well in business in different facets, but for me, Eric's done it time and again, from building businesses to acquiring and investing in businesses to developing properties to acquiring and selling properties. He's done it across multiple sectors. He's done it across multiple geographies. He's done it in the private environment, in the listed environment. So I think for me, what makes Eric really special is just the fact that he's an all-round quintessential businessman.
We used to be in the stock exchange, which we invested in very heavily, and which is our main business. Then we had a lot of property and very little in private equity. And we built that up, and in the end we decided we had too much money in the stock exchange, too much money in the real estate, that we now go in for private equity.
Eric's success in business and family life is a tribute to who and what Eric is.
Eric is much more than just your regular old grandfather. He's really a mentor.
He's always educating people. He really does like to look after the next generation and instill the wisdom that he's learnt over the years.
I'm so happy now, the same as I was when I was convinced when I handed over Ellerine Holdings. I know that handing over Ellerine Brothers to my daughter, good hands, good hands.
I can honestly say that in the years that I've worked with him, I have done an MBO 50 times over.
She's my boss now because I've retired. I'm now the non-executive chairman. She's the CEO. So she gives me the hell that I used to give her. But it's worked out okay. I've learned to take it. And if I don't like it, I don't listen to her.
To be able to watch someone like Eric operate with such integrity and to achieve such success, I think it's a real shining light and an inspiration to everyone in business to really show them the way that one can achieve success and still maintain complete integrity.
My own experiences with Eric have just been magnificent, and him being gracious and magnanimous in his support for the less privileged, for the aged, really remarkable support.
You know, we came from a poor background and we knew what it was like. We knew battled. We were never short of food. We were happy with only my mom, my dad, my brother and I. But it also taught us that you have to share in life. And once you've got more than what you need, it's pure greed if you want to continue just building up your stake, your money. It's not my philosophy. I'm 88 years old next week, and I've got maybe another couple of months and maybe a couple of years, so I'll toddle along and we'll see what happens. Baruch Hashem, thank you.
He's one of the most humble people you'll ever meet, especially one of the most humble, successful people you'll ever meet.
Eric has the most positive outlook on life, and he's constantly breaking out into song and dance.
More than just a businessman, Grampy is a leader. He's an icon.
Yeah, like he's literally dedicated his whole life. So if it's a Lifetime Achievement Award, it goes to him because this is his life and this is what he's worked so hard to do.
This is a most well-deserved award.
We all appreciate you greatly, the friendship, your love of family, and just your beautifully happy disposition.
Grampy, we're extremely proud of you. You're a true inspiration.
From the family's perspective, you've already won the Lifetime Achievement Award many times over.
I'm very proud of you, proud of your achievements.
This award is completely suited to you as a lifetime achiever. So mazel tov and congratulations.
I'm humbled by the award. I know there are many, many deserving people that could have won it, and the fact that the Jewish report have singled me out is very much appreciated. It's given me an opportunity now to say what a wonderful job the Jewish Report is doing. I'm a fan of the Jewish Reporter, and every Thursday morning, the first thing I do when it's delivered to my office, I open it up to see and to get more knowledge about the Jewish people. And they must be complimented. They have an amazing staff. They're able to raise funds, which I don't know how they do it, but they always do it. And on top of it, they also are very nice. The editor, as a matter of fact, is a cousin of my wife's. And she spent 2 hours with me about 2 weeks ago, and she asked me a million questions. I don't know what she's done about it, and I'm proud. I'd also like to thank my family. My wife, unfortunately, is no longer with me. She's been away now for 6 months. She's been dead. But my children, the support that they've given me, and the way we do things together, I think is an example not only to my children and my grandchildren, but to people that we know. I have a lot of wonderful friends in Joburg and in South Africa and in Israel, and I'm sure that quite a few of them will be a little bit envious about my award, but only one fella can win it a year. Maybe they'll win it next year. And I'd like to say thank you ever so much. Thank you for allowing me to be here and to accept the award. And please enjoy the rest of the evening.